Hello, hello. I am Zach Bowman, the Dr. Pepper teacher.
And I'm Richard, Dr. Pepper Doge.
I am Dario. You know me. I eat cookies, drink Dr. Pepper, and I have both tonight, so we're all good to here.
And I'm Connor, the Dr. Pepper designer, and I was invited to the party.
Hey,
Yeah,
welcome to the
this
party.
So welcome everybody to the podcast. Thank you for joining us. It's great to have you back. And just to give you a little background, last episode, I made a group chat. Thought I had Connor included in it. Message everybody at times. Everyone replied, hey, we're good, we're good. We're getting ready to go live, and Connor's not here, so I text him like, bro, where you at? He's like, I didn't know we were. So I figured out what happened was I had typed his name, and so like autofilled, and I had to click on it to add him to the chat, but I never clicked on it. I just assumed that it autofilled and threw him in, and it didn't. So Connor, my bad. I apologize 23 times.
It's all good. It's all good.
But I've been drinking all day, but I'm still thirsty.
In normal context, normally if somebody says I've been drinking all day, that's normally time for an intervention. But considering that we drink Dr. Pepper,
the only intervention is Dr. Pepper going into me, so I don't hyperventilate.
Well, we always gotta have enough Dr. Pepper for the day. Come on now.
All right, everyone got the Dr. Pepper ready?
We're here to enable.
That's right.
All right, who wants to kick us off?
Well, 1,
2,
23. All right, so we got some different stuff going on tonight. Connor's got probably like a 2-liter and the tumbler. Dario's got the glass bottle, real sugar, America,
right.
Dr. Pepper.
Mm-mm.
I am rocking some German Dr. Pepper.
Whew.
I'm gonna take a little sip here, but we'll talk about that later. Richard, what do you have?
I've got a good old dark berry, if that rings a bell, but this is from Mexico.
They still produce that stuff over there.
Man,
Ooh.
that is so wrong.
I know.
That's a good Dr. Pepper, and we don't.
I'm gonna talk about this in a minute.
Oh yeah.
I'm pleasantly surprised. But gentlemen, you guys know what today it is, or what today is? Dario, would you like to tell us what today is?
It's our national holiday.
I mean cookies. It is Dr. Pepper Day.
Dr. Pepper Day.
Besides my anniversary, But Dr.
So
Pepper Day.
Funny you should mention that, Dario, because my anniversary is tomorrow.
You're one day off, sir.
No, and so like my wife picked our wedding date, and I think we got married on a Friday or a Saturday. I don't remember what it was because we were flying to Hawaii. So I think it was a Saturday. But so we officially started dating on Valentine's Day. I proposed the following Valentine's Day, and I wanted to get married on the following Valentine's Day. So that way I could jokingly tell people we met, got engaged, and married all on the same day. I thought it was brilliant. But my wife didn't want to win her wedding, so she picked October 25th, and I was like, okay, whatever. And to be honest, I was a Dr. Pepper drinker. Obviously, Pepper Pack wasn't around. And so I really didn't know about Dr. Pepper Day. And it wasn't until after we were married for a couple of years and I got in the Pepper Pack that like started seeing social media stuff dropping about Dr. Pepper Day. And I was like, how cool is that? That's the day before our wedding. And she's like, yeah, that's so cool. I was like, hey, you picked it. But no, we're going to tomorrow. We hit 10 years. She hasn't killed me yet, so thank you, Jesus.
Congratulations.
So y'all can pray for her.
That definitely deserves a Dr. Pepper.
Yep. And so we're gonna go to the Brandon Lake concert. He's doing a concert here tomorrow in Wichita, so we got tickets for that. So
that's awesome.
Brandon. Cheers to that.
Yeah. But we figured it's October. There's the spooky stuff going around. We needed to do some sort of special Dr. Pepper Day celebration special. And we said, you know what? We all have some international Dr. Peppers. We should do a little bit of a taste test So I was fortunate enough to find the elusive, scary Halloween Dr. Peppers from Germany. So right now, this is called the Creepy Classic Halloween Edition Dr. Pepper. I'm gonna change my. I'm not gonna change my camera. I'll post pictures of this later. But it's got the whole like vampire fangs on it.
Pretty cool.
There's a cherry edition that's called Scary Cherry Halloween Edition with a skull on it.
Rad.
Nice.
And
Oh,
then
that-
this
that
is
looks
my
cool.
personal favorite that I'm so thrilled to get. The Freaky Vanilla Halloween Edition. Fantastic Vanilla. Or the Vanilla Float with the mummy. So my daughter, she's 5. She was looking at these and she said that the Vanilla Float one was the scariest looking. Which kind of surprised me. I figured she thought the cherry would be scarier. But
Richard, do you have those cans?
I only have the one with the teeth and then the skull. I don't have the vanilla one. That one I haven't been able to find yet.
So luckily I found on eBay, and I don't know if they still have some. They were selling them in sets of 3.
Yeah,
It was like
we saw them on
20
eBay.
bucks, $20 for like all 3.
Yeah. It's not
So,
bad.
But I know you already have 2, so you're like, why do I want to buy the other 2? But at least
Right.
they did come full, so I can drink them. I don't know if yours came
Yeah.
full when you bought them.
No, when I bought mine, I specifically go ahead and get them empty.
Well, and normally I do as well, but given that I wanted to drink them and just kind of see how they were since they're not old, I was like, I'll go and take them full and be able to drink them on the podcast.
Cool.
Yeah, that makes sense. I
What
mean,
about you, Dario?
they're still good. They're still good. They're still good sodas.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna drink. You're gonna drink all 3 of them tonight.
Me? I'm going to sip on them and make sure. I've been. I'll talk about how we've been celebrating Dr. Pepper Day later, because otherwise I'm going to get too many directions going.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so right now I got the German editions of regular cherry and vanilla float. Richard, you have what do you have tonight?
I have dark cherry from Mexico. Still making like just hop on over to the next state, Texas, Dr. Pepper's homeland, and make it there, please. But just happy to have it right now.
Okay, so you're cutting out on my audio. I don't know if you cut out on everyone else's.
Yeah, I kind of
It's just
cut
my
out
internet.
the audio.
But I believe you're saying he got the dark berry edition from Mexico.
Yeah.
And it was just he hopped over one state from Texas to find it, and he wished that they could Dr. Pepper could just hop it over, so that way he can get in the U.S. year round.
I know.
Is that correct, Richard? You can talk, and we'll test your mic
Yeah,
out again.
That's basically it. I just unchecked a setting to reduce the mic
Okay.
background noise, and maybe it was reducing me because it thought I was background noise.
Oh
Not
Sorry.
for us.
That
Not for
deserves
us.
a Dr. Pepper.
no, you're not background.
All right, and then Dario, what are you sipping on tonight?
Drinking the real sugar stuff. I mean, all the
Mhm.
way from from the way back there. The real cane sugar Dr. Pepper. My guy,
the
my guy,
OG, the OG, is what I call him.
the original, the
King
good
shit.
stuff. The guy that sells it, he got some again.
He
Walked
got
into
some.
his store and he goes, "We got the Dr. Pepper back." I
He
walked
said-
out with a case.
He said, "We got the good stuff in the back." Did you have to do a little signal?
No.
23.
He was just happy. He was just happy to let me know.
Connor,
No,
you
I'm
like
not-
that? That's you enjoying
I
that
do.
comment.
I do that. And people don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like,
Yeah.
They think you're choking or something.
you know what I mean?
Mm.
All right, and Connor, what are you drinking tonight, sir?
So I, guy that works with me, Christian, he had a close friend of his that went over to Japan and was doing a work study thing and came back to the States and brought this through customs and got it all the way back to me. And so I have a unopened Japan Dr. Pepper.
Nice.
And so I'm going to try it out. And so it says over 20 fruit flavors on there. And so
I know I've seen that on some of the bottles that I have, and I'm like, do they not have all 23?
I don't know.
Or do they just not like the number 23? Do they think it's unlucky like the number 13, so they didn't want to put it on?
So it's got this very interesting design. My favorite part about this is I feel like the marketing people looked at all the English like terminology for Dr. Pepper, and they put it on the can, not knowing what it really meant. But on here it says, "You'll be addicted."
Where does it say that?
One of those is like, yeah, you'll be addicted to this. Like
Oh.
it straight up just says it right on the can. It's like,
That's awesome.
well, I mean, they're not wrong, but you know, I thought that was great. So
That's great. That's awesome.
I will be trying this out. So let's also the can lid is so odd.
Yeah, just the way that the different ways that people can.
It's very different. So here we go. Let's see. Let's see if it made the trip. 1, 2, 23.
That's a nice sound.
So I don't know if you guys know this, but I was gonna say bilingual, multilingual. I can burp, sneeze, and yawn in any language. Whenever if I were ever go to Japan, I yawn and they understand me. When people sneeze in Japanese, I understand them. So that can right there, I heard the Japanese cracking open. I knew exactly what it was. It was beautiful.
I don't know. Like, it tastes like Dr. Pepper, but
yeah, I'm getting that with the German can. Like, it tastes like Dr. Pepper, but I almost feel like more of like a fruity flavor than I do that cola flavor.
You're exactly right. It's definitely more fruit flavored.
I don't know if it'll say it on the ingredients, if it'll be in like Japanese or whatnot, but do you see any mention of like the high fructose corn syrup? Because I wonder if
I have sucralose, SUCRALOSE.
Gotcha. So yeah, I wonder if they're using something different for like the sugar substitute or whatever.
It'll have to be.
It's got Mitt Zucker in it, so I don't know if that's where Mark Zucker's been.
Well, I have to use a Google Translate. I have no idea. But yeah, definitely. I mean, way more fruity flavor. I want to see the carbonation isn't as like distinct in it,
Crisp.
but
yeah, it doesn't have that like that burn.
Yeah, but different.
Right. That is definitely fascinating.
All right, Richard Dario, who's next?
I mean, I'm just drinking the good stuff. So, if you do not know what the good stuff tastes like by now.
No, I do, but for our listeners out there, they need to
listen. It's Dr. Pepper with sugar.
It's got pure cane sugar, which is different than
Richard. Yeah. I need you to go back to our timestamp right now. Where are we at? About 14 minutes in. And we need to just create a GIF. Listen, it's Dr. Pepper with sugar. Just get that. And whenever someone says something awesome, we just put that with sugar.
It's basically you do not have that high fructose corn syrup taste. It definitely has a sweeter flavor to it. Mm-hmm. I think one of the reasons why I really like this one, I like the real cane sugar Dr. Pepper, is because of what you can do with it. So it has a very different taste. Has a very different taste flavor profile when it's really chilled, and when it's just cold. But even better, it's when you make it into hot Dr. Pepper. Hot Dr. Peppers with the real cane sugar.
I can't do the hot Dr. Pepper.
It is so good.
I don't like lemon.
And
I honestly I was willing to give it a shot, but after I did the pickle experiment, and as bad as that was, with as bad as I was expecting, I just can't do the hot Dr. Pepper. I'm willing to do the steamed Dr. Pepper without the lemon, but I know that's not the true drink itself.
I am curious to see how the hot Dr. Pepper would be without the lemon. So maybe when my wife and I do it again, because we are going to do it again, because we like doing it. We like having hot Dr. Pepper with the lemon. And so the next time we do it, we can make a cup without it, and we could do a little taste video for it. And
perfect.
Tell you and kind of give you if it's different or not. But I will say hot Dr. Pepper with that slice of lemon, the bottom, it just has such a good taste to it.
So
It's
Dario,
almost, it almost has a cider like quality to it, but it's
Yeah.
just a really good Dr. Pepper.
so as you're talking, I can't help but recognize your bobblehead married couple bobblehead above your head. I don't know if you
Yes.
saw our last episode where we had Macy on,
Mm-hmm.
and did you join us midway through that one, or no? You weren't able to.
No, I wasn't
So
able to.
did you see what Dr. Pepper sent her?
No, I did not.
Dr. Pepper sent her a like jean jacket embroidered like Dr. Pepper logo on the back of it as the wedding gift deal, and like I don't remember what else they had in there.
They had the bottles with their name on it, and like
Yeah.
where the little swirl in the logo was
Like-
the wedding rings.
Aw.
And I was like, all right, that's pretty cool. I wish they would do
Yeah.
more stuff like that for Pack
Oh
ambassadors.
yeah. I mean, when they do stuff like this, it if I mean, thankfully, my wife liked Dr. Pepper before we got married.
Mhm.
So that it made it a little bit easier for her to kind of accept this a little. But it does, and it's like, hey, you know what, Dr. Pepper, you're awesome, because you recognize that your people, your drinkers, your fans, your ambassadors, we really like this stuff, and you take good care of us,
Yeah,
especially when they make they make the personalized gifts.
yeah.
That's why, again, it's like it is like the main piece of
It's your
my-
centerpiece. Your focal point.
centerpiece.
That's the word we're looking for.
Hmm?
It's the focal point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Though,
All right.
it's nice.
Now, Richard, you've been waiting patiently. Did you bust open that dark berry?
Yeah, I had a quick sip of it during the introductory countdown. But I will say this is not the first one of these from Mexico I've had, but I don't mind re-drinking it on the show because it's dark berry. I'm not going to pass up a dark berry.
Nice.
A light berry, maybe, but not a dark berry.
Got that right. So yeah, it's pretty much identical to the dark berry that the US had released.
Mhm.
And I don't want to say like I'm an expert in Dr. Pepper dark berry, but data shows that I had over 1,100 different drinks of dark berry in a single year. So I think I have a little experience with dark berry here. But yeah, this is pretty much true and true Dr. Pepper dark berry. No difference there. Still great.
Well, as you mentioned, you are an expert in dark berry. I, on the other hand, am an expert in the vanilla float. And granted, how we discussed, Connor and I, the regular has more of a fruity flavor than what we get in the States. I'm curious to see how the vanilla float translates from Germany to America.
Yeah.
If it's a similar recipe or not. Because I didn't even think about that, to be honest. I was just like, sweet, it's vanilla float. I have to buy it from Germany because I can't get it from the southern states.
That's a good question.
Dr. Pepper, it's Dr. Pepper Day. Let's fix this. Speaking of which, I am going to hop on. We'll be long done with this episode, but I'm going to hop on the portal at 10:24 in case they do like a random giveaway. Because that would be something they do.
Yeah.
And just hope that like it's one of those new varsity jackets that they have extra of.
Oh, I would love
Yeah.
it.
Richard's like secretly pulling it up, like, well, let's make sure they haven't dropped anything. And then I also saw that we were discussing in our Discord that several people were having problems getting on. So it did do that to me a couple times. It gave me that error, and so I hit OK, and then I just dragged my phone down to refresh it, and then clicked on the little Pepper Pack portal, and it brought back up the feed for me. So I was able to get in. So Jancita and what was the other guy's name? That was having problems.
I wasn't able to get on. I actually had to redo all my password the day of when that stuff was dropping. So
No,
But now it says I'm logged out. Now I got to log back in.
I was like, and then.
Oh yeah, I remember that first time that also dropped. It made us all verify and log back in, and I was like, did they kill the portal? Did they kick us all out of the Pepper Pack and not tell us?
Yeah.
Which honestly is a fear of mine. It's like my biggest fear is that I'm gonna get on one day and they're like, hey, we don't think you post enough, or we don't want you as an ambassador anymore. And I'm like,
I know that'd be sad.
First of all, even if they take the program, that still doesn't mean that
yeah,
we're not Pepper Pack.
Yeah.
Like we're in, we got it.
yeah. Okay, so
Yeah.
I just got in, pulled it up. My post from earlier today showing pictures of my classroom and everything, are still there. And I scanned all my kids. I gave them that coloring sheet that Dr. Pepper gave us. I scanned all of their coloring sheets and I put it in a PDF.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to share that on the portal and the Discord later. I'm not going to make you guys wait as I downloaded all that and do it now, but that was cool. And then I need to talk to Sarah Jo Clough. She was the Dr. Pepper writer that came on.
Yeah.
A few, probably a year or two ago now.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so she sent me one of her books, and I've read it in my class. My kids loved it, so we did a book review. So I have book reviews for my students to send her of her book.
Yes.
But Connor, there's a little something over your shoulder.
Yep. It's that time
That time
It's
of
that
year.
time.
when you become the coolest pumpkin in the Pepper Pack. Just saying.
Patch.
In the patch. Pepper Pack patch.
So we like to do this every year. We have a Halloween Dr. Pepper pumpkin patch off. We want to see your Dr. Pepper creativity.
Ooh, now that's nice.
Mm-hmm. Now, Connor, correct me if I'm wrong. That is a plastic artificial pumpkin?
Yes.
Okay. I was going to say there's no way that stayed from last year because I remember that one last year. Otherwise, I want to know what store you're shopping at.
Yeah, that's impressive.
Now,
Hand
I did see something really cool tonight on Facebook. Rather than putting the light at the bottom, they like carved it into the top of the back. But you have a double-sided pumpkin, so that really wouldn't work.
Well,
And you didn't go all the way through. You just kind of shaved it out.
yeah, one side's got our stuff, and then on the back side you can put a light, and it's supposed to cast it onto the wall.
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome. I think it looks really well.
That's really cool. That's a really cool pumpkin.
So now it's
So-
y'all's turn. You guys got to show up. Make
So
one.
I made one last year. I don't know if you remember my pictures. I made a Pepper Pack or a podcast theme one. Let's see. I'll find it real fast. I saw it earlier when I was looking for that. But we need to talk also about the whole reason why we're here tonight and not last night. All right, I found it. It's uploading. But we talked about today is Dr. Pepper Day. And how do you celebrate Dr. Pepper Day? So there's my pumpkin from last year.
Nice. Did painting and carving.
Mm-hmm. I went a little wide on that left side of the can.
That's a full Dr. Pepper.
It's a bloated Dr. Pepper. That's got the real sugar in it.
Oh, that's good stuff.
With sugar.
Yeah. But how did you guys celebrate Dr. Pepper Day today?
I drank the Dr. Pepper.
Just one?
Yeah, just one. Sure. We just drink one Dr. Pepper a day, Zach.
Not me.
No, I talked about it with my class. We talked about the study. We just did a little quick. Just kind of go on over it a little bit. We had a lot to get through today, so I didn't get to do as much fun with it as I wanted to. And so we just kind of talked about it a little bit about what the day was, and so it was fun.
What'd you do, Richard?
I treated the day pretty normally, except additional Dr. Peppers. So much so that in my vending machine, I ran out of Dr. Pepper on one of the buttons. So I need to restock now.
Way to build up those perk points in time to be able to use them when we can't sign in.
Mm-hmm.
Too soon. Sorry, too soon.
Yep. Well, and what I ended up doing was a normal, typical day. Started off with a Dr. Pepper, and every time I had the chance where I was out, I was telling everybody, "It's Dr. Pepper Day. Get your Dr. Pepper." Coworkers were drinking Dr. Pepper with me today, and went out to eat with the family before the podcast. And I always do this: go out to eat and tell the waitress on our way out, "Get me a Dr. Pepper to go." And so stoked that I was getting kids in the car. The wife took off, and we left the Dr. Pepper on the hood of the car, and I went all the way out. So I poured one out for all those people that didn't get enough Dr. Pepper tonight.
Oh, that's so horrible.
Yeah.
Man, that is a lament.
Today was awesome because it was a non-uniform day at our school, which means the kids could usually donate money to wear whatever they want as long as it's still within school dress code on like length and style of clothing. And so teachers also get to participate. And it was it wasn't money today. It was a donation of like a canned food item to build up the food bank before the holiday. And so I donated some canned food, and I took about 5 different Dr. Pepper shirts, and I changed my shirt after like every block. And people were like, "How many Dr. Pepper shirts do you have?" And I was like, "I have a lot, but I'm not going to bring them all because I was going through them." But if I was drinking lots of Dr. Pepper, I gave my Dr. Pepper pop quiz today, which my students were all shocked by because like, "Well, you didn't tell us we were having a test." And I was like, "It's pop quiz." And then halfway through, you hear them go, "Oh, it's all about pop, and it's a quiz." And so, yes, it is 23 questions about Dr. Pepper. I created it several years ago when I was teaching, and it was a lot of fun. And they asked how much Dr. Pepper I was going to drink today, and I said, I let it flow. I just keep pouring it in. And then they asked me, how do I sleep at night? And I said, well, on my side, waking up about every 23 minutes to go to the bathroom because I'm drinking so much Dr. Pepper.
That's a lot of information to give the kids.
I mean, it happens. So not every 23 minutes, obviously. It's more like, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this tumbler from Just a Sip holds 2 cans. And to celebrate Dr. Pepper Day, I went to all 3 Just a Sip locations to fill it up and get my Dr. Pepper. And because it is Dr. Pepper Day, I'm doing real sugar, or not real sugar, but real Dr. Pepper. I'm not doing the diet today. I was like, I gotta take it for a day and just enjoy it.
Yeah. Well, and we always celebrate today as Dr. Pepper Day, but we all know that every day is Dr. Pepper Day for us. So, do you guys have anything that since the last time we met that has stood out that you found Dr. Pepper wise, or any of the social media stuff that they posted, or some of the commercials? Is there anything that stands out that was kind of like, oh yeah, that's my guy, that's my Dr. Pepper? I have one. I'll start off.
Yeah.
Went out Sunday to eat a few weeks ago, and place here is called it's called Cotton Patch. It's like a, I don't know, country fried restaurant, whatever. Anyways, they've always kind of had a few Dr. Pepper product stuff on their menu. One of the things that I shared in our group was they had a Dr. Pepper burger. So it was, I think it had like bacon, normal patty, barbecue or brisket, and then it had their own jalapeno Dr. Pepper barbecue sauce that they put in there.
Oh, wow.
It was excellent. It was excellent. I was a little like, being as white as I am, spicy stuff kind of gets to me, but it was perfect. It was great. It was so good. So
Batch is usually really good too. I think the last time I ate there was solely because they were advertising some Dr. Pepper sauce for their chicken fried steak or something, and it was really good.
And the next time we go, I'm gonna try their Dr. Pepper lava cakes. So
I gotta go. I gotta fly over all the way to Texas and try some.
You got to.
There's nothing here in California. Poland has more California stuff, Dr. Pepper, than we do.
I was about to say.
Bummer.
Ah,
Yeah, if anything, I got a beef with Dr. Pepper for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, they keep. I mean, they keep leaving us out all this stuff out in California. We got nothing there, and it's like, come on, give us something. We're like the most populated state. I don't know if we are anymore, but we are the biggest populated state of this country, and we get
I don't know. I
nothing.
thought Texas had more than you guys.
No, we used to be the most populated state. I don't know if we still are because a bunch of people left.
And they went to Texas.
They went to Texas, Florida, Idaho, and everywhere else.
Colorado, yeah.
Colorado. But yeah. So I got a beef with you, Dr. Pepper. Where's the dark berry?
They're gonna
Where's
make
the
you move.
cool can designs?
Where's the
I
vanilla
want
float?
those. There we go. I'm done.
Well, the other thing I was going to tell you guys is we have a grocery store here called HEB. Richard, do you have an HEB where you live?
We do. Yep.
So they have a brand new product that comes out around this time. It's called Dr. Nog, and it's Dr. Pepper eggnog. And a lot of people refer to it as like a Dr. Pepper milkshake. Comes in a glass bottle, and
I've never had eggnog, so it's like in my mind what I think eggnog tastes like. It makes me want to throw up a little bit.
I'm on a hunt to try to find it because I've seen a lot of people talk about it. I knew last year it came out and I never got around to buying one. So this year's the year. I'm going to try to find it, and we'll see if it matches up to the Dr. Pepper.
So I'm excited that you mentioned that it was HEB. For whatever reason, I didn't connect the dots. It was HEB, and I thought it was something else. And I was going to have to drive out east at least 4 hours to try and get a hold of the Dr. Nog. But I'm excited to try it, mainly because each year around Christmas, one little tradition I do is getting eggnog and mixing it with Dr. Pepper.
Well, there you go.
I feel like it blends well, but
Yeah.
that might
So-
just be me thing.
As a grocery store former employee, Richard, you may be able to, like, if you can't find it at your HEB, maybe able to get them to ship it, order from another store
I'll
to
have
the
to
one
try
you're closest to, so you don't have to make that drive. But like at one point, I want to just keep this can full, but we all know that eventually they leak.
Yeah.
I discovered a couple of my dark berries that I had busted open and leaked all in my shelf, and I got to clean it out now. Breaks my
Man,
heart.
Just go for it.
So,
Just go for
I
it.
am, but I just want to preserve this can. It's so awesome. Like the can itself, it feels smaller. Like here's an
Yeah.
American can.
Yeah, they do feel like
It is a little bit smaller
the shape is
by about a
different.
quarter of an inch. And just the texture of the can. It's almost got like a not a matted flavor, but it's almost like a little bit more rough. It's not that smooth aluminum.
Oh, really?
Well, it's not rough, but like just like the Dr. Pepper Zero. And it could just be the design that's printed on it that I'm feeling the printed texture for me.
The screen printed.
Yeah, that could be what it is. But all right, I'm gonna go and crack this open. And the
All right.
weird thing is the way the opening is on the top of this, you have to look at the creepy Halloween face as you drink it. It's like right there. So that's probably the freaky part of the vanilla. So 1, 2, 23. Now, to talk about kind of like what you did, Connor, your tab at the top was different than what I see normally in America. This pull tab looks just like the ones do here in America. So my first initial thought is the smell. I do get the vanilla smell, but I'm smelling a lot like the regular can did, that fruity flavor, more fruity than what we're used to. So I'm curious to see how this tastes. Interesting.
We're gonna let Zach sit on that. We're gonna go to Dario with the cookie. What cookie are we having today, Dario?
Tonight it is a mango cookie with
Ooh,
almonds.
what? A mango cookie?
Mm-hmm.
That sounds so good. I've never had a mango cookie.
Costco.
Like
They're a little fruity.
they're like dried mango.
Yeah, dry mango. There's dry mango right into it, right
Oh.
there, and it has nice almonds. It has a nice crunch, and it's pretty good stuff.
Is it like a sugar cookie that's got that stuff in it, or it's like
No,
cinnamony? Or
I almost didn't bring these on because I was convinced these were not cookies, but then I looked it up and it said they were cookies. I'm like, they're good. They're like a, I don't know. They're almost like they're almost like a cracker, but they're not a cracker. They're sweet.
well,
Like sweet cookiness.
it almost. I mean, like I guess the almond makes it into like the same category as a cookie, but usually when you have like freeze dried like fruit, I always think of it like chips. You can have like banana chips and whatever. You know what I mean? So
Nope, it is. It's a cookie, and it's a good mango cookie with almonds. And I just didn't enjoy this as Zach's trying to figure out what's going on with his.
No, I'm ready. I'm just letting
Ready?
you finish.
Mm,
So
that's it.
I will say, does not taste like the American vanilla float.
better or worse?
I would say worse, to be honest. I'm a little disappointed. Secretly, my soul is crying inside because I really wanted some vanilla float. It has that strong fruity flavor, like we talked about, but like the American Dr. Pepper, you get that Dr. Pepper kick right away, and then you get that smooth, just foamy vanilla ice cream aftertaste. There's a slight part of that, but because the fruit is so strong, it almost overpowers that. So it's like fruit, slight vanilla, and then fruit again. It's almost like a little hiccup, like those little teasing roller coasters. You think you're gonna go down the big drop, and then it's just right back up. So you're lots of fruit, a little, not even like vanilla bean vanilla. It's just like that vanilla flavor, and then back in that fruity taste.
Huh.
I mean, it is good. It's not what I was expecting. Hoping for the American style vanilla float, but I'm definitely glad that I bought it and was able to taste it and add this to my collection because this can is awesome.
It is cool.
Mm-hmm.
So Richard, yeah, if you find this one online, I would love to hear your reaction when you get one, if you get a full one.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Wow.
Like, because the vanilla float I have down here, I have two more, and they're about, honestly, probably 4 years old now, and they still have the vanilla float taste. They're just muted. I would honestly say they taste better than this vanilla float wise, just because they have more of the actual vanilla flavor, where this is just
a hint.
That international overpowered fruit flavor. Yeah.
Wow.
It's kind of freaky.
I mean,
because it is the freaky vanilla.
Zach's a little freaky to begin with, so I mean,
yeah, this is true.
It all works out.
But now this makes me curious because with the Scary Cherry, when I did, Richard, you were a part of this, or not Richard, sorry, Connor, you were a part of this. When I did my Dr. Pepper taste test with all the different flavors, cherry is my least favorite, right down there with diet. Because I feel like the cherry just overwhelms the rest of the Dr. Pepper, because we all know there's cherry in Dr. Pepper already.
Yeah.
And when they added more to it, it just threw off the balance of the flavor for me, so that I didn't really get that Dr. Pepper. I could only just taste cherry.
Yeah. You said the zero sugar cherry was better.
Yeah, it kind of muted that cherry just a hair.
That's what you
which made it more manageable. So now I'm curious. Like, I wasn't gonna crack this one open tonight, but I may just do it just to see if
the Holy Trinity open it up.
Over it.
Well, the Holy Trinity up in heaven, but this is like the earthly Trinity.
Yeah.
All right.
That's a good one.
So
that's a good German sound.
Yeah. That's German. You're really bilingual too. I love it.
Sehr gut.
So again, getting
Sehr
that
gut.
that
Yeah.
strong, just the basic Dr. Pepper smell, like I did with the other two, or it's more fruity than it is like the normal cola that we're used to in America. Definitely smells different than a can of regular Dr. Pepper.
Is
Now
it
this
a
one
yeah?
actually, I do like it. I'm surprised. I thought this was gonna be my least favorite. The cherry is there,
With the fruit
and
flavors.
it kind of actually calms down that really strong fruit flavor that you're not used to with Dr. Pepper.
Interesting.
So I don't want to say this. It's a Halloween episode. It's kind of scary, but I would put this above the freaky vanilla. And this
Wow.
is live, so like I would drink the scary cherry over the freaky vanilla just because of how that flavor, like the German flavors, mixed it, like international flavors.
Wow. Crazy, man.
I
Never
know.
would have guessed it.
Scary. This is truly a scary Halloween episode.
It's was gonna be a treat, but it became a trick. All along.
You ain't lying.
Man.
Man, oh man.
But yeah, I'm curious how Jensita. I don't know if she drank hers yet, because you guys all know, at least you three gentlemen, know the Jensita is like my Dr. Pepper vanilla float sister. Her and I are always fighting for vanilla float, and I mean, she bought like 10, 12 packs of it on Amazon from somebody in the South. And I was like, you can send a couple to my house. I'll be okay with that. So we'll have to reach out to her on the Discord and see what she thought of it if she drank it. And she may be disappointed just like me, or she might have liked it. So Jensita, if you're watching, let us know what you thought of the scary cherry and the freaky vanilla. If you got the kind of same reaction I did or not. And if anyone else has ever had any international Dr. Pepper, we'd love to hear what you think, how you enjoyed them, if they tasted different to you. Excuse me.
Definitely we want to know what your thoughts are.
But that's interesting, yeah. I don't know what you think.
Oh, Connor, you're about finished up with your Japanese Dr. Pepper?
Yeah, I'm almost done. Almost done. You know, I mean, it's different, but it's in the same family, so
Yeah.
I like it. I think if I was in Japan and I had to survive off of it, I think I'd be okay. I think it'd be all right.
No, totally. I agree. But you can just tell that the fruit flavor is more potent, I guess I would say, than what we're used to. And one of my questions on my Dr. Pepper pop quiz that I gave today is a lot of it was about old Dr. Pepper slogans. And I said an old Dr. Pepper slogan, it's a true or false, was liquid sunshine. Dr. Pepper used to be known as liquid sunshine because they'd say, the photosynthesis process as the sun shines onto the plants and they produce photosynthesis. They get the energy for the plants. Those fruit and vegetable flavors that they use to create Dr. Pepper and turn it into liquid is the liquid sunshine. So I feel like maybe they're really getting that with these international cans, getting that more fruity flavor. So I don't know if that's how it might have been back in the day. And as America's gone to like the aspartame and the high fructose corn syrup, if that's kind of pulled away from that. Or if it covered that. But I don't know.
It's
It's
possible.
definitely, yeah. So you can, like Connor said, you can drink it until it's a Dr. Pepper. It tastes a little different, and if I was in another country, I'd be happy to have it as Dr. Pepper. And I'm sure if you drink it enough, you get used to it as Dr. Pepper. But for someone who's an ambassador who drinks Dr. Pepper like water, you can tell the difference.
Yeah.
It'd be like someone giving you like a imposter and saying, yeah, it's still Dr. Pepper. Well, yeah, you can see where they're going with it, but it's not what we know as Dr. Pepper.
Well, and it's strange because those other imposters, you either get weird aftertastes or might have a little bitterness to it on the back end, but I mean, it's pretty close. I mean, I think what's kind of interesting about it is, I bet you the American version leans to maybe a sweeter side with the cola, and that's maybe our culture on our sodas and stuff to just market it that way. But you can tell that for overseas that they probably are like, well, as long as the flavor is there and stuff, So
yeah, it's true.
Well, I wanted to end with a little bit of history tonight. So from the drpeppermuseum.com, the history of the Dr. Pepper 1024, and why this is Dr. Pepper Day.
Yeah.
It talks about how I don't want to read this whole thing, but they were talking about how the company Dr. Pepper believed that Dr. Pepper and all soft drinks containing sugar provided an essential energy boost that was indeed needed to help a person get through the day. Essentially, O'Hara argued that Dr. Pepper was food in a liquid form, and this snack should be part of everyone's daily diet, which is why they used to say drink a bite to eat, because as a liquid, it was like as if you were eating food. It said, due to this belief, Dr. Walter H. Eddy, a professor of psychology, physiological chemistry, psychological, I don't know, big words, at Columbia University in New York, performed a study showing that a person had a drop in energy and blood sugar levels at 10:30, 2:30, and 4:30. This newly found information was taken to the advertising agency Tracy Lock Dawson Incorporated Inc. of Dallas, with the task of coming up with a new slogan for Dr. Pepper. The company held an internal contest offering a $25 bonus to whoever came up with an acceptable slogan. Earl Racy made the phrase, drink a bite to eat at 10, 2, and 4 o'clock, winning the $25 and creating Dr. Pepper's most famous slogan. So that's why they say drink a bite to eat at 10, 2, and 4 to boost your energy up. And because of that, Dr. Pepper was deemed essential during World War II, and they used it to encourage people to drink that to help them have the energy, like the line workers, the assembly line workers, and everyone that was pitching in to help. They would drink Dr. Pepper to give them energy, and therefore it was deemed essential and that as a food item. So they were still able to get the sugar that was being rationed by to other companies. And so that is why Dr. Pepper Day is October 24th, aka 1024, as Dr. Pepper or Dario has clearly displayed back there on his bottle caps. The 1024, it's the classic logo that most people recognize immediately as Dr. Pepper. And it's a beautiful thing.
It's a beautiful thing.
It really is.
Dr. Pepper.
And Dr. Pepper Day is celebrated in many places around the world. I know. I recently saw that they're having a big celebration in Roanoke.
Mhm.
So those that are in the Virginia area, hopefully in Virginia and especially in the Roanoke area, you had the
I
chance
think
to
they
go
just
out
give it
there.
away for free at that big park.
Oh
Or that
yeah,
big
they do.
bottle caps and like
Yeah,
I would
And
love.
to
I
be
won't be
there.
able to just because, like I said, tomorrow's my anniversary. But one year it'd be so cool to like have a big Pepper Pack meetup in Roanoke. And then
Mhm.
my ultimate dream is to reunite Dublin with Dr. Pepper to repair that relationship. Because I know Dublin used to change its name to Dr. Pepper, Texas, and the whole town would do a big Dr. Pepper event. And obviously, they don't do that anymore because they've been hurt by the corporate companies that own Dr. Pepper now. But we, the true fans, I feel like we should just go set up a tent, not to push it on them, but to say we appreciate what they did to help Dr. Pepper get started, and we appreciate the role they had in establishing Dr. Pepper and creating the brand that we know and love, even though it was stripped for them.
Yeah.
And I want to go look at Bill Kloster's personal collection.
You almost had us right there. You almost had us, Zach.
Mhm.
And it was beautiful for that one, and then nope. We saw
Sorry.
we saw your
Yeah.
intention, sir.
No, like I really do want to restore. Like I've talked about this on the podcast before. There's a documentary on Amazon Prime on the video that goes into the detail about that, and it like just breaks my heart as not only a Dr. Pepper fan but as an ambassador. I'm like, that's the whole point of the ambassador, is to promote it positively, and I don't think of any greater task that we could come up with than to like mend that broken relationship. I mean, it doesn't have to be returned to what it was, but to be where there's that peace. Because I know in that video, people are like, don't you even speak that? Don't you wear those clothes here? Like they've been hurt so deeply, which I understand. I obviously can't feel what they feel, but in my head, I understand.
Yeah.
But it makes me want to just drink some Dr. Pepper.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, gentlemen, do you have any closing thoughts as our cups runneth out?
I will say, if you're watching and you forgot that today was Dr. Pepper Day for whatever justifiable reason, as 10/24, just remember, if you get rid of the date in the whole month year stuff, the whole month is Dr. Pepper month because it's October 24. So you've got your 10/24 all month. So drink up.
And it is the year of Dr. Pepper because it's 2024.
Last year was the year of Dr. Pepper.
Eh.
Nay.
Dario had to say something to get kicked out. Every episode.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Got it
really?
back already?
It's not a show without Dario getting kicked out. Well, Connor, I'm going to pop a question on you. Maybe you want to be ready for it.
Okay.
Do you have any fun new designs?
I do have.
Out? I know you're super busy with work, and I'm not wanting to put more on you, but
I've been
with the holiday season coming up.
Yeah, what we're gonna do is we're gonna re-release some of our old designs back this Christmas, and then I do have another design that isn't themed to the holidays or anything. It's just another graphic tee. I worked on it quite a bit a few months ago, and then it's been on the back burners since all this other crazy stuff I've been working on. But for the most part, it should be all probably drop it right on Halloween. I think we're going to drop all the Christmas stuff and some of our back catalog. So go to Redbubble, check out our stuff. Go ahead and get ready to buy all your holiday stuff and fill up. All the proceeds for that are going to go to help fund the podcast as we move forward and change a few things up. So definitely check us out there and all of our socials, our Twitter, our Instagram, and our Facebook, where we post, Dr. Pepper stuff. And sometimes it's Zach and his sipper cup. You know what I mean? I
mean, hey, whatever I could do to get things out there. The more likes and shares we can get, the wider audience. But I want to also tell you, if you haven't yet, if you follow our store on Redbubble, I get emails all the time of, hey, we're doing a sale this weekend, 30% off or 50% off. So that still saves you money and also helps us fund this podcast. And as Connor alluded to, we are doing some things that are switching up. We've been using a website called StreamYard, and this will actually be our last episode in which we stream through there to our Facebook, YouTube, and everywhere. So if you don't see and hear from us for a little bit while, we are working on testing out some different platforms and mediums, whether we go live on Facebook and then post it elsewhere or vice versa with YouTube. We're going to be testing those out and seeing what we can do. So we appreciate your patience. Appreciate you sticking with us. What is this now? Almost 4 years? Because we started in 2020.
2020.
Yep.
Man, I'm getting old.
You are.
Yeah, you
are.
And
I feel like all three of you were guests on that first year, which I appreciate your willingness to join us.
Yeah, I was there at the conception.
Yeah, you were there for the
first
Dr.
meeting.
Pepper, when we wanted to recreate the I'm a Pepper song, which I will just say as another thing I did in my class today, I probably played that song about 50 times today. and most of my class had it memorized, and they were singing it word for word with me by the end of the day. So that was a proud teacher moment. Their parents are probably going to shoot me because they're going to be like, they would not stop singing that all night. Like, yes. But
I mean, it's a great song.
do I have it queued up? I mean, that would be a great way just to end the night. Oh, I do. It's the short version. Should we just let that play? Do our sip goodbye, let that play, and sign out?
We'll just chug all of our drinks as we.
All right, y'all.
All right.
As I would say, stay safe, stay caffeinated, stay thirsty, be a pepper, and until we drink again, see y'all next time.
Goodbye.
I drink Dr. Pepper, don't you see? 'Cause it's the perfect taste for me. That original taste, you know, is making peppers everywhere I go. There's boating peppers, toting peppers, cooking peppers, good-looking peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Us peppers are an interesting breed. An original taste is what we need. Ask any pepper and he'll say, only Dr. Pepper tastes that way. There's carrying peppers, marrying peppers, diet peppers, quiet peppers. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? There's saluting peppers, tooting peppers. I'm a pepper man. Wouldn't you like to be a pepper too? Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Aye, aye. Be a pepper, drink Dr. Pepper. Yes, sir. Be a pepper.